Hey guys, it's Gavin and Haley here, coming from our house. A little bit different setting for you, but that's okay. We're still going to get some fitness in. Hope everybody's staying healthy and safe up on the mountain. Today, the only things that you may need are 2 bottles of water, a broomstick, or anything similar. Soup cans work too. Everything else, we will be doing body weight. We're going to be focusing on our shoulders and our hips, the 2 most complex joints in the body. We're only going to worry about getting those muscle groups primed and ready to attack your day, even if that involves walking around the house. The most common problems we see are when people are really stiff, they're achy, and they go to make a sudden turn, a sudden reach, and they feel those shoulder pains, those hip pains. What we want to do is warm those muscles up first thing in the morning to make sure that you can go through your day pain-free and go into a workout pain-free if that's what you choose to do. We will, at the very end, go through some things that resemble an exercise. That's okay. If you don't want to load those shoulders or hips, you don't have to. Not a problem. The first thing we're going to work on, though, is getting into a position to do our shoulder exercises. It is called an RDL position, that stands for Romanian deadlift. You want a soft bend in your knees. That bend stays constant through the whole thing. Then I want to push my hips backwards like I'm closing my car door and my hands are full of groceries. So I go, whoop, push those hips back, my back stays nice and flat, and I have this good athletic position that I can lock in my core, lock in my glutes, and feel my hamstrings engage. Here, we are going to do our shoulder exercises. The shoulder exercises that we're going to do are an I raise, a Y raise, a T-fly, a W plus, and a snow angel. I know that sounds like a lot, but it'll be a breeze once we get started. The first one, an I fly, exactly what it sounds like. Arms stay straight. We're in that RDL positions, and the thumbs come right up by the ears. We're going to go nice and slow, focusing on those muscles right behind my shoulder blades, pulling my thumbs toward the ceiling. Elbows staying straight. You're just working on that range of motion. A couple things you might feel. You might feel yourself starting to arch that back to stand up to try to get your arms higher. Don't do that. Keep those eyes straight ahead. Lock in that position and get comfortable there. Stay locked in. Going for that range. Don't force it. Get to that end range, come right back out of it. You may feel your elbows start to bend. Don't let that happen either. Keep those elbows nice and straight. When you feel one of those things starting to compromise, go ahead and go into that next rep fresh. Next is a Y fly, similar to the I fly. You get into that same athletic position, soft knee bend, hips back, core engaged. You're going to make a V shape with your hands and a Y shape with your body. Nice, slow, and controlled again. We're going to go 15 reps on these exercises without any weight. I'm just going to move around different angles so that you can see what it should look like. And you should really start to feel some heat starting to develop in between those shoulder blades. That's what we're working on. Take a little bit of time. Enjoy these tunes. I know you've missed them. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Keep working that Y fly. You'll start to feel the chest open up. We're working on that nice posture position. A lot of people will be spending time on the couch watching TV, on the computer, at the desk. Right here, these movements help open that position up, getting you ready. All right, you should be getting close to that 15 for the Ys. Looking good. Next, we're going into those T's. Hips back, knees softly bent again, core's engaged. This time, those hands go straight out from the shoulder, but we're leaning forward so it kind of looks like we're pointing at the ground. This time, you're just trying to create as much distance between your middle fingers while keeping your shoulder blades locked into position. Then you come back to neutral. Open it up, close it off. So I'm not just flinging myself open and rounding. I'm actively engaging those shoulders, separating the hands, creating that space, coming back to neutral slowly. Keep working those shoulders. Most important, most complex joint in the body is the shoulder. We gotta pay a lot of attention, make sure we're in perfect positions.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to pause in that contracted position. Feel those muscles starting to develop around the shoulder blade. The next one, my least favorite, the W plus. You guys are gonna love it though. Start in that same position with the hips. I like to have my elbows bent in front of me to start. 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here. Eyes stay straight ahead. You separate the elbows and the wrists. From here, you'll slide up, elbows straight, shoulders down away from the ears. Pull the elbows back down. You can come back all the way to here if you feel comfortable doing that. If you want to stay right here and just slide up and down, that's perfectly fine too. What you want to think about is that shoulder blade rotating in place as you're going into that press. Maintaining that good body position, not arching the back when you press up. Should be getting nice and warm now. Perfect. Last one for the shoulders. You're gonna love this one. This is called a snow angel. We're still in winter, right? Perfect. Snow angel, start in that same position. Palms face away. We're gonna pull into an A fly. Important thing to think about here is whenever I pull those hands back, I don't just take my wrists as far back as I can. I take my entire shoulder blade back, and my hands only go as far as that allows. From this position, I rotate my hands all the way overhead, and notice I'm not shrugging way up high. Those shoulder blades stay down. My arms stay straight, and we rotate back down into that A. Should be getting close there. Keep breathing as you're in these exercises. That's as important as anything else. Awesome. I'm gonna give you 2 exercises with a broomstick for your shoulders, 2 exercises with the bottles of water. First exercise with the broomstick, we're gonna go underhand grip. You want just outside of hip width. You can start in that same position, maybe a little bit less hip hinge, so you're a little bit more upright. With straight arms, just try to take that broomstick toward the wall behind you. Exercise number 2, overhand grip. Again, just outside of hip width. When you're going through this movement, I want you to imagine breaking the stick in half, engaging those abs, squeezing as hard as you can, and lifting up through the core, squeezing those glutes. Same thing. And again, I'm not shrugging my shoulders, they stay down and back as I go through that full range. Constantly trying to break this stick in half. And these you can do 2 to 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. Nothing crazy. Keep the tempo gentle, no jerking. You can use bottles of water, cans of soup, whatever's handy really. The first one, we are going lateral raise. I don't wrap my thumbs around. You can wrap if you want to. I do this so that I can say I'm pointing my thumbs. So thumbs facing you guys. Soft knee bend, cores engaged. No arch in that low back. Eyes stay straight ahead. Shoulders go straight out. Notice that I'm not going super high, forcing that range. You want to squeeze this muscle here, your deltoid, this muscle here, your trapezius, in unison, and that initiates the movement. So as long as those muscles are squeezing, you're doing the right thing and don't have to worry about necessarily getting super high. So squeeze those two muscle groups together, let them down slow, and again, 8 to 12 reps. You may even go 15 if you're feeling froggy. 3 sets. Now we're gonna get those hips real quick. We're gonna use the stick for balance, and I'm just gently going to press into it. It is another place that I can use to stabilize. First thing we're gonna do is a hip flexion. Keep that ankle directly under the knee. As I pull up, engage the core, drive that heel back down. What we're working on here is this muscle group here, the hip flexor. Super important. You're going to be spending a lot of time in this position more than likely, so we want to go ahead and make sure that this muscle group is nice and lubricated, nice and warm. So you're going to stay in this locked in position, keeping your hips, shoulders square, eyes straight ahead, ankle under knee, heel presses through the floor. We will go 10 reps in this movement. If you can do this with no balance aid, even better, that's awesome. But don't feel like you have to force that. We're more concerned with getting the group warm than trying to work the balance just yet. That's gonna come. Next, hold this position. We're gonna take that knee to the outside. Do not force this. Don't let the hips start going, flaring with the knee. You want to keep them square, looking for a range here, and then bringing it right back. Awesome. Next, we're going into a hamstring stretch with that hip flexion. This one's a little bit tricky. Find that balance, shoulders square, hips square. Knee comes up. Press the heel out, keeping the knee up, trying to get as straight as you can. Don't force it. Pull that heel back in, keeping the knee up the whole time. It's really easy to start trying to lean back, fight that urge, keep the shoulders down and back. Good jams. Get those movements nice and warm, looking good. Last thing, using your rod here. Eyes stay forward, shoulders down and back. Heels are planted into the ground, and drive that big toe into the floor too. Whole foot's in contact. Sit those hips back as the knees bend. Don't force this range. If you can go to the floor, that's fine, but we're only looking for about 90 degrees. Push through the floor, come back up to neutral. Maintain that muscle engagement in the quad, glutes, core the whole time. So that means whenever you stand up, don't just let it go. You stay engaged. You want to feel like you're a machine, like a piston going in and out of that movement. one tendency is for you to look up. When that happens, a lot of the times your low back arches. If you're looking down where you're wanting to go, you'll shift to the toes. So keep those eyes looking right at your balance tool. Really engage that core. Really focus on the breathing. These movements, I would say 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps of all of those as well. Listen guys, we're all in this together. Stay safe. If you guys need anything from Haley or myself, please don't hesitate to call or email. We will start progressing into things that involve dumbbells, physio balls, bands, mats and pads. If you have anything like that that simulates what the functions that they perform at home, use those. If you need a bag, email or text Haley or myself. We're happy to fill those up for you and set them down at the fitness center or even deliver them to you. Whatever you need. We'll be continuing daily classes virtually, just like this one. And we will add some different ones. And if you guys have any suggestions on music, on exercises you want broken down, anything at all, please feel free to email us. Personal training, we will do virtually. So if you're interested in that, no matter where you're at, we can do it at your house. Just give us a call, a text, an email. We'll set that up. We're praying for you. All in this together. Again, need anything, please feel free to give us a shout. Thank you.